All right. Hello, everyone. I can already see some fans chiming in the chats. Welcome to our Marissa Meyer's Night of Spinning Stories. To start, does everyone want to drop where they're tuning in from into the chats? I'm so curious where everyone is based tonight. Um, well, thank you guys all so much for joining us tonight. My name is Morgan Rath, and I am on the marketing and publicity team at Fierce Reads. We are so excited to have you all here for a night of costumes, exciting reveals, and storytelling. Before we get started, I just have a few quick housekeeping things to go over with all of you. If you are new to Zoom webinars, I want to let you know that you should just be seeing me right now. We cannot see or hear you, so you don't need to worry about noise interference on your end. Please use the chat to interact with your fellow Marissa Meyer fans from all over the world, as well as to let us know if you're having any technical issues. Someone from our team will hopefully be able to help you assist. Everyone who registered for the event will receive a recording of the event. If you run into any technical difficulties, rest assured that you will have access to the full recording soon after the event. Tonight we'll begin with a cosplay fashion show. I hope you all came prepared with your Universe of Marissa Meyer best looks. We will then have the one and only Marissa Meyer join us for a special trivia game featuring some of the incredible questions you all sent over in advance. After that, we'll have an extra special fairy tale story from Marissa herself, and maybe, just maybe, we might be revealing some very exciting Gilded pre-order news. You'll just have to stay tuned to find out. If you want to share about the event on social media, which we highly encourage you to, please be sure to use hashtag Night of Spinning Stories and hashtag Read Gilded, and make sure you tag at Fierce Reads and at Marissa Meyer Author. We're going to drop all that into the chats for you guys too, so you don't have to worry about remembering it. Finally, and very importantly, I wanted to let everyone know that at Macmillan, we expect all participants to maintain an atmosphere of respect and fairness. Anyone who violates the standard of behavior, including engaging in any form of harassment, may, at the discretion of the organizers, be immediately removed. We're all here to have fun, so let's keep it fun. All right, with all of that housekeeping stuff out of the way, shall we get started? We're gonna dive right into our fashion show, our cosplay fashion show. So we cannot wait to see all of your amazing costumes. Fans who are in cosplay, can you please use the raise your hand feature in Zoom? We're gonna randomly select a group of 5 people to come on screen and show off your creations. Please remember to keep your mics muted until I call on you to go over your costume. So with that, let's just wait for our first batch of 5 people to come on up. All right, look. Hello, hello. Look, we got some great cosplayers on the screen. All right, so I'm going to call on you guys one by one and ask you a few questions about your cosplay. So let's see, Kira, you are first on my screen. Do you want to unmute yourself? And first of all, just introduce yourself and let us know, where are you tuning in from?
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm tuning in from St. Louis, and I have been working on my first cosplay ever as Butterfly Crest.
I love it. So yes, let's show off the costume a little bit, see what you're rocking. Oh,
So
got the
currently, I still am trying to get a new bodice, but I do have a tutu and bright gold heels. You can't really see them. Wings.
I love it. I feel like you're giving Cress a run for her money with that look.
Let's go. Yes, the shoes are my favorite part. I'm definitely channeling my ego with these.
I love it. 2 in 1. Our last question for you, Kira, is what is your favorite fairy tale?
My favorite fairy tale has always been Tangled. Rapunzel,
Oh,
all that jazz.
that's a great one. I can see the crest resemblance. It makes sense.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kira, for showing us your look. Next, I'm going to call on Abigail. Do you want to, first of all, where are you tuning in from this evening? Oh, hand raised. Are we having technical difficulties? Can you hear us now, Abigail? maybe try unconnecting your sound and connecting back to it again. In the meantime, I'm gonna have Maddie go next while we try to get your sound figured out. Maddie, do you want to just introduce yourself and let us know where you're tuning in from?
Sure. So my name is Maddie, and I'm tuning in from a really small town in Illinois.
I love it. And who are you cosplaying as this evening? Let's see the look.
So I am cosplaying as Queen or Princess Lavana. So I thought it would be really fun because I thought that not a lot of people would have this kind of a cosplay. So I have like the crown and the veil and a really nice dress.
I love it.
Thank you.
And of course, I have to ask you too, what is your favorite fairy tale?
So I have a lot of different fairy tales, but one of my favorites is definitely the fairy tale of Rapunzel.
I love it. We got a lot of Rapunzel fans in the room tonight. Awesome. Thank you so much for your cosplay. It looks great.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Alex. Do you want to just unmute and introduce yourself and let us know where you're tuning in from tonight?
Hi, sorry. It's been a while since I've been on Zoom. And I'm tuning in from the Indiana, Ohio area in the States.
Nice. And who are you cosplaying as this evening?
Press. I tried my best with the wig. It wasn't really working today for me.
I think it looks great. I think you pulled it off perfectly.
Thank you. I spent a while on makeup too, and I also made this dress. So
You handmade that?
yeah, I made it without a pattern too. It was really an experience, and I don't advise doing what I did. 'Cause there was a lot of panic because I had like 2 yards of fabric. So if I messed up, then whoopsie, because it's really long. You can't see it goes like to my knees. I can't really stand up where I put myself in my room. I'm sorry about that.
No, do not worry about it. We can get the gist of it here.
It's all blue. It's just I was trying to make it as accurate to the book as possible. I didn't put a hole in the collar because I was too nervous about it just going whoosh. It mentions that she has a hole in her collar, and I was like, maybe no for me. Just to be on the safe side.
And you put so much work into it too. You can't put the hole in the collar.
I spent weeks on it partially because I was doing it without pattern, so I was really winging it. I kind of messed up the sleeves a little bit too, but they work. So
yeah, it looks great. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And before we have you go, can you tell us what your favorite fairy tale is?
That Marissa has done.
Or just in general, all fairy tales.
For some reason, when I was younger, I used to be obsessed with the original version of The Little Mermaid, where like people die in it.
The Brothers Grimm version.
Yeah, I also really like. I have to go with Rapunzel too because I really like her.
Yes, I love it. I also love a Rapunzel, so I'm on board with everyone tonight. Thank you so much for showing us your cosplay, Alex, and thanks for coming. All right, so next up we've got, or Abigail, have we figured out your sound yet? Let's see if you, let's see. I still can't hear you. Maybe if you make sure at the bottom where you see the microphone button in Zoom, if you just want to make sure when you click the up arrow, that select a microphone and speaker has the right outlets there, or you can try disconnecting and reconnecting your audio. That might also work too. And feel free to just chime in when you're able to, and we'll let you know when we're able to hear you. All right, so while we wait, next up, Molotov, do you want to unmute yourself and first of all, introduce yourself and say where you're tuning in from?
Hi, I'm Ale. Hi, I'm Ale, and I'm from Chicago. And I'm cosplaying as, I must have misunderstood because I thought any book of Marissa Meyer, so I chose Instant Karma. And I'm Prudence. She's she's a volunteer at the animal rehabilitation thing. So I got my little save the sharks and the name tag. I don't know, Prudence.
I love it. This is the first time I've seen an Instant Karma cosplay. It looks amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
So of course I have to ask you too. I know Instant Karma isn't a fairy tale, but what is your favorite fairy tale?
Does Robin Hood count as a fairy tale?
We can absolutely make it count.
Okay, Robin Hood.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. I love your cosplay.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. I got Liv next on my screen. Liv, do you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself and let us know where you're tuning in from tonight?
Hi, I'm Liv, and I'm tuning in from Florida.
Awesome. And who are you cosplaying as this evening?
I'm cosplaying Cinder, so I have my robot hand.
I
And I
love it.
made
Did you
this
make that
myself.
yourself?
Yeah.
That's
And so-
awesome. How did you make it?
I glued poster board to a glove. So like it's just a normal like winter glove underneath.
Mhm. That looks awesome. I love it. Spot on, Cinder.
Thank you.
And Liv, what is your favorite fairy tale?
My favorite fairy tale is probably Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh, a good one. Are you a Heartless fan then?
Yes. It's my favorite book of all time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Liv, and for your
Thank you.
cosplay. All right, next up, it looks like we've got a group in the bottom corner. Ariana, do you guys want to introduce yourselves and say where you're tuning in from?
Hi. We are from Illinois, and we are sisters, and that's our cousin. We just thought we would do multiple different characters because it'd be fun to do it all together to get ready and stuff.
So I am Cinder, so I've got the little vest thing and a tank top. I got the jeans and the boots.
I'm Scarlet, so I curled my hair because I already have red hair, and I got the cardigan. I couldn't find a blue flannel from the like fairy tale version, and then I got the boots.
Nice.
I'm Chris, and I don't have blonde hair, so I'm just playing with brown, and I just got my white dress.
I love it. I love that you guys did a group one too. Do you guys all read the books together too? Do you have your own little
Yes, we
Marissa
do,
Meyer book
yeah.
club?
Have some up there too.
We actually have a book club with one of our friends that was just on
Yeah,
here,
Maddie.
and
Oh,
so we
no way.
together.
Nice. I love it. Well, before we go, I want to know from each of you, what is your favorite fairy tale?
My favorite would be probably The Little Mermaid.
Mine is Red Riding Hood.
And mine would be probably Rapunzel. So.
I like it. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. I love your looks.
Thank you.
All right. Next up on my screen, we have Celine. Celine, do you want to introduce yourself and let us know where you're tuning in from?
Yeah, hi. I'm tuning in from Oklahoma.
Awesome. And who are you cosplaying as this evening?
Well, Carswell Thorn, but specifically in the desert scenes. So it's about the only one I could pull off.
I love it. I think you nailed the look perfectly.
So pulls down, so you know.
Yes, double purpose. That's awesome. And what is your favorite fairy tale, Celine?
Probably Cinderella.
Nice. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you for your Thorncord cosplay and thank you for coming. All right. Next on my screen, I see AT. AT, do you want to unmute and introduce yourself and let us know where you're tuning in from?
Yes, absolutely. I'm Alex. I'm tuning in from California with my little pal Merlin with the activities, and he came right over. I am basing mine off of the San Diego Comic-Con version of Scarlet. I loved the look with the pink dress and the red hoodie, so just had to go for that.
I love it. You nail it perfectly.
Thank you.
And I love the fur baby cameo.
He definitely wanted to take part of the magic, so.
He's here for the storytelling. He's a fairy tale fan too. And what is your favorite fairy tale?
I love Peter Pan. I consider that one of my favorite, as well as Alice in Wonderland. So it's a tie between those two.
Nice. I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I love your cosplay.
Thank you.
All right. Next on my screen, I think it is it Enya? You can correct me if I'm wrong. Do you want to introduce yourself and say where you're tuning in from?
Hi, I'm Enya. I'm from Mexico. So yeah.
Awesome.
I'm cosplaying as Nova. I love Nova from Renegades. She's just like my favorite character. I have her globes and stuff. I didn't actually improvise. I didn't have like the whole cosplay, but this is like the main thing.
I love it. And I can see the chats are going crazy too. So you got a lot of fans out there of your cosplay. And what is your favorite fairy tale?
I love Beauty and the Beast, but the version of Disney, because like the other one is just like not that cool, but Disney version is all right.
Yes, it's got the happy ending. We like the Disney versions. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. So next up on my screen, we've got Cam. Cam, do you want to introduce yourself and say where you're tuning in from?
Hi, I'm Cam and I'm tuning in from Northern Virginia. I'm cosplaying Aiko, which to me was more like just like a dressed up version of myself. So I'm like, I can stand up, but I'm just wearing this and then these boots. So.
I love it. It looks spot on, our first Aiko of the evening. And Cam, what is your favorite fairy tale?
I had this like book of fairy tales, and I think from that one I'd have to choose between the one with the iron shoes or the one with the snake prince, and I don't remember the names, but I think those were my favorites.
Ooh, I can't think of the names either, but I'm sure that some people in the chats can probably weigh in and let us know. Oh yeah, Snow White. But thank you so much for coming, Cam, and thank you for cosplaying. All right, next up on my screen, I see Rachel. Rachel, do you want to unmute and introduce yourself and let us know who you're cosplaying as?
Yes, I am Rachel. I'm from Iowa, and I am cosplayed as Prudence. They mention in like one of the last chapters of the book how she has this red dress, and throughout the book how she wears red lipstick all the time. So I just did a gray shirt and red shorts and red lipstick. So
I love it. It looks amazing.
Thank you. It's my favorite. So
awesome. And what is your favorite fairy tale?
I actually kind of, ironically enough, fall in the same boat as Marissa, as I love Rumpelstiltskin, oddly enough. I just think it's so bizarre that it's so funny to me. But also I'm an insane, hopeless romantic, so I love Cinderella.
Yes, I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And cosplaying. All right, so we're going to go on to our next one. But for the sake of trying to get through as many cosplayers as possible, we're just going to do cosplay now and introduce your cosplay. So looks like Alexis, you are next on your screen. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about your cosplay?
Hi, I'm Alexis. So I'm Nova, and I'm currently wearing a sweatshirt that I designed for the Renegade series because I like making sweatshirts for book series that I like. So I have all of Marissa Meyer series with sweatshirts, but that's beside the point. And just throw on a mask, and yeah, there's my Nova cosplay.
Wow, that's so cool. I love that you make your own merch. That looks great. All right, so next up we have Abigail. Oh no, I still can't hear you. But we could see your beautiful cosplay. It looks amazing. I am guessing that you are cosplaying as Cress, and you have the fantastic butterfly wings, Monarch. Yes, I love it. And the sparkly bodice, it's amazing. Now, you made this yourself? Yes. It looks amazing. I'm glad you were able to show it off, and I'm sorry for your technical issues, but we made it work. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so next up I see Abby. Abby, do you want to unmute yourself and say who you're cosplaying as?
Yeah, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, so I'm cosplaying as Slavana, and I've got, a veil and a nice dress and the crown that I made myself. So.
Awesome, I love it. You're giving me the eerie Lavana vibes. It's capturing it perfectly.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much for joining us, Abby. And I think we have time for one more group of cosplayers, one more group of 5. So next on my screen, we have Marissa. Do you want to introduce yourself and say who you're cosplaying as?
Hi, I'm cosplaying as Nova as Nightmare, so
Awesome. I love it. The spitting image with the face mask and everything. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so next up, I see Shannon on my screen.
Okay, hi, my name is Shannon, obviously. I wasn't sure how many cosplays we were allowed to do, so I'm gonna go really quickly. First, I have Catherine, so I have the little broken heart shirt. Second, I've got a Nova mask, and it's got like vents on it, and I wear this around school. And then third, I've got the crest hat with the antennae. It was gonna be my costume last year, but it didn't work out because I never got the dress and obviously COVID, so yeah.
I like it though. I like that you had multiple in one. You win the award for the most cosplays in one scene tonight. Awesome. Thank you so much, Shannon.
Thank you.
All right, next up I see Annalise.
Hi, okay, I'm from Ohio, but I'm doing the butterfly crest look, but it's cold in my room right now. So she gets like the jacket from Contourin, so I put that on, and I do have the wings, they're just like not attached, but yeah.
I like it. A nice show of resourcefulness in a cold room, and the cosplay still comes through. Thank you so much, Annalise. It looks great. All right, next up on my screen, I see Natalie.
Hi, can you guys hear me? I don't have the mask on, so.
Yes, you're good.
All right, so I went with Nova, and I know her look is probably all black, but I know she really likes stars just like I do, so I have a star mask that I wear every day and a star hoodie that actually glows in the dark. And also, because I'm Latina, just like Nova, so I feel very special. Oh, actually, she is kind of special to me because, you know, I love having seen myself in the pages. I'm still reading Renegades, so no spoilers, please. Yeah.
Yes, this is a no spoiler zone.
Florida. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I love the glow in the dark too. Your look is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, Natalie.
Thank you guys for everything.
Of course. All right. So next up, I see Izzy. Do you want to unmute and tell us who you're cosplaying as?
Hi, I'm cosplaying as Scarlet. I have a red hoodie, even though it's like really, really hot here in California, but it's still very comfortable. And I feel like I just wear this all the time because it's really comfortable.
Yes, I love it. I know Scarlett's got the right idea with the giant hoodies. Those are the right attire, I'm telling you.
It's been my only quarantine attire.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Izzy.
Thank you.
All right. And then I'm going to say Sina, please correct me. I know I am butchering the pronunciation of your name, but introduce yourself.
So my name is Siona, and I dressed up as Cress. I didn't have the beautiful butterfly dress, but I did have this blue dress. And yeah, so this blue dress, maybe she wore this to the palace instead of the butterfly dress. And yeah, I have short hair. I'm not blonde, but I tried. I have the port screen.
I love it. That looks awesome. And you know, I like putting your own spin on it too. I think you rocked the look. Thank you so much for joining us and for cosplaying.
Thank you.
All right. And last but not least, we have Emmy. Emmy, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us about your cosplay?
Okay, so I did Cress before she went down to Earth because I have the long blonde hair and I decided to wear a comfy blue top. So just decided to do something fun and simple like that because I love Cress.
I like it. You look like you're about to go hack a space station or something. It's spot on. Thank you so much for coming, Emmy, and for cosplaying. All right. Wow, you guys, your costumes were amazing. Thank you all so much for dressing up. And as a reminder, if you didn't get to come up on screen and show us your cosplay, we still want to see it. You feel free to post it on social media and make sure to tag @FierceReads and @Marissa Meyer, hashtag Night of Spinning Stories and hashtag Read Gilded when sharing your cosplay creations. So we get a chance to see everyone that we couldn't bring up on screen tonight. All right, so now we are going to move on to the Universe of Marissa Meyer trivia, and we are going to bring on our guest of honor for the evening. So without further ado, let's give a big virtual round of applause for Marissa Meyer.
I'm here. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. My cheeks are hurting from smiling so much.
Yes, we had so many great cosplay. I was thinking I could sit around all night and just watch all of the cosplay come through. You guys rocked it.
No, you guys are incredible. And I even learned of some new fairy tales that I was not familiar with, and I'm going to go read them immediately.
Yes, more inspiration for future stories, Marissa, right
Yeah,
here.
you never know.
I love it. All right, so now we're going to move on to another part of the evening, which is trivia. So a little bit about how this is going to work. We've had so many of you guys submit questions for our ultimate Can You Stump Marissa Meyer About Her Own Books Trivia Questions challenge. And let's just say there were some that we had to refer to the books for to do some double checking. So Marissa, I think you have your work cut out for you tonight.
I should have the stack right next to me. Like, okay, hold on. I'll flip through. I can find the answer.
Yes. But Marissa, also don't be nervous, even though you do not have the stack of books next to you. We are going to have the audience give you a little help tonight. So audience members, you can feel free to drop hints in the chat for Marissa. And Marissa, to keep things even more fun, we are going to offer you 2 lifelines tonight. So where you can ask the audience to drop the actual answers in the chats. Does that sound good to you?
Okay, so they're not supposed to give the answers unless I ask for it.
Yes, correct. So you guys, we got to stump Marissa. So only give her the answers when she uses your lifeline.
That sounds fair. I would like, just for the record, everyone to know Macmillan offered to send me the questions in advance. And I was like, no, that is cheating. So I'm totally going in blind here, but we'll see. I'm excited to see how much I remember.
And Marissa, we're gonna, I think, raise the stakes a little bit. And to make things more interesting, if you get 7 right, we might just reveal something exciting and possibly gilded related.
I love how you say that, like, if I don't get 7 right, oh, event's over, folks. Sorry.
No gilded reveal, sorry. All right, so without further ado, I think we should just jump right into it.
Okay, I'm ready. Get loose.
All right, Marissa, your first question of the evening. Who said the following quote? Broken isn't the same as unfixable.
Ego.
Bing, 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 bing. I feel like I need like a little trivia bell over here.
That's one of my favorite quotes that I've ever written, just like for the record.
Yes, that's a good one. I feel like I see that a lot at events on like different bookmarks and merch and things. So
yeah. Sometimes when you're writing, you write something and you're just immediately like, oh, that was good. That will get quoted.
Yes, add it to the quote graphic list. Awesome. All right, we are 1 down, 6 more to go until our big reveal. So Marissa, the next question. In Heartless, what kind of macaroons does Kath make for the king?
Rose or rose water.
Yes. Bing, 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 bing. 2 for 2. Awesome. And do you have any favorite baked goods from Heartless? What is your favorite one, Marissa?
Lemon tarts. Yeah, pretty much having her do lemons was just an excuse to be able to eat more lemon tarts as research.
Yes, you have to test out the recipes before you put them together.
Yeah.
All right, on to question number 3. What is the name of Wolf's mother in winter?
Maha?
Yes. Bing, bing, bing. 3 for 3. All right. The next one. And I feel like these sort of do get a little harder.
I was wondering because it felt like that one. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I know it, but yeah.
We're just starting. We're just kicking things off. All right. Question number 4. What does Catherine call the king when she injures her ankle fighting the Jabberwock?
Oh boy, I'm gonna need help with this one. Yeah, if you guys know, I'm gonna use my ask the audience. What does she call the king?
Does anyone know? I'm seeing a lot of, dang, I read Heartless and I have no idea. The question is, what does Catherine call the king when she injures her ankle fighting the Jabberwock? Oh, I thought I saw an I know.
I know, but that's not helpful. What? This is the part where you can actually post the answer if you think that you know it.
I see some stuff come in. I see maybe a dang it. I see a useless.
Useless? That actually sounds.
Oh, I see another useless.
Yeah, no, that actually sounds right.
I see synonym of helpless.
What happens if I get one wrong?
We have plenty of others.
We're gonna go
There's no deductions. All right, useless, locked in. And the correct answer is useless.
Woohoo! Yay, thanks guys. Nicely done.
I love it. All right, the next one is a long one. So in the Renegades trilogy, there is something known as the Renegades Council. Can you name all 6 current and former members of the council using both their real name and superhero alias?
Oh boy. Questionable if I can name all 6. Okay. Can I just do their superhero names? I have to do the real names too. I can't think of last names. I mean, we have Simon the Dread Warden, but I can't think of what his last name is. Do I need to do last names too?
We don't need to do last names.
All right. So Simon Dread Warden. Hugh is Captain Chromium. Oh gosh. Tsunami. Boy, I'm not gonna be able to think of their actual names. I'm just gonna know their superhero names, which means I need you guys again.
You've got a lot of people who are saying this is a hard question, Marissa. Do not worry.
Kasumi, that's and Tamaya. Yes, of course, Tamaya, who is Thunderbird. Thunderhawk went in my head. I'm like, no, Thunderbird, right?
Yes.
And Lady Indomitable. And who are we forgetting? Oh, Blacklight. Yeah, that's right. Evander. Blacklight. Who are we missing?
That was all 6.
That was all 6?
Yeah, we got Captain Chromium. You got Captain Chromium, Hugh Everhart, Dread Warden, Simon.
I should have thought, like, if I got Adrian. Well, what's Adrian's last name? Everhart, of course.
There you
go. Yeah.
Thunderbird is Tamaya Ray, Tsunami, Kasumi Hasegawa, and then Blacklight, Evander Wade, and Lady Indomitable, Georgia Rawls.
You guys got a lot of those. I'm really impressed.
Yes, I know. And also Captain Crunch, who apparently is the special bonus 7th council member. I love it. Okay, so Marissa, you got 5, but you are down to no lifelines currently. So only hints from audience members are allowed from now on.
Okay. That one was really hard. I hope they don't get harder than that.
Remember the beginning when you were like, these are pretty easy?
Yeah, right. Rose macaroons.
All right, so question number 6 comes from Instant Karma. And the question is, when did Prudence first want to kiss Quint?
When they were snorkeling.
Yes. Bing, 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 bing.
Also when I first wanted to kiss Quint, incidentally.
Coincidence? All right, so we are on to question 7, which means if you get this right, we can do our super secret special reveal. Okay, this is another Renegades question. So in Renegades, which of these sandwiches did Adrian not bring for Nova?
Oh gosh, okay.
And I didn't remember that he brought her all these sandwiches, but one of these he did not bring to her. Is it answer A, roast beef? Answer B, a tuna melt? Answer C, a Southwest chicken wrap? Or answer D, grilled cheese?
Southwest chicken wrap.
That is unfortunately not the correct answer, Marissa.
Really?
The answer is B, a tuna melt.
Really? Huh, okay.
But never fear,
you
we
don't
have
get to
more.
hear the secret super news. We'll just call it a night. Thanks
All right.
for coming.
Pack it on up, we're good. No, we have plenty more questions. Don't worry.
just
There is
keep
a chance
answering
of
questions,
redemption.
Marissa. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. This one's throwing it back to the Lunar Chronicles. Which article in the Interplanetary Agreement of 54 TE states that no party of the agreement shall knowingly shelter or protect lunar fugitives?
Wait, what article? Like what number article?
Yes.
Who the heck knows?
One of your fans knows, Marissa.
We're gonna go with 14.
Oh, close, but not close enough. It is Article 17.
Oh,
so close.
Yeah.
Someone says they would fail this entire quiz, so don't worry, Marissa. You're not alone. But don't worry, we have more questions. The next one is, what color hoodie is Kai wearing when he first meets Cinder?
Gray?
Yes, you are correct, which means we have unlocked all 7.
Thank you, all the fan artists who have drawn that scene.
Yes. All right. So this means, Marissa, that we get to do our super secret gilded pre-order reveal. Do you want to do the honors of revealing some details for us?
Oh, I do, Morgan. I do want to do the honors and tell everybody about, you just changed the screen, so now everybody's chat went away. That's fine. I just feel like I'm all alone over here all of a sudden. Okay. I'm so excited to tell you guys a little bit about our pre-order campaign for Gilded. We wanted to do something kind of big and special for this book. One is kind of like my return to fairy tales, but then also just as like a thank you for how you guys have just supported me and supported the books all of these years. So we're doing a really big fancy pre-order campaign and I'm so excited about it. If you pre-order Gilded, there are going to be 3 prizes that you receive. I only get to tell you what one of them is tonight. We will reveal the next 2 in the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned for that. But for tonight, the prize that we're revealing is this gorgeous metal gold bookmark for Gilded. And there it is. It's so lovely. And you will receive that if you pre-order before 9/27. So don't dally. And then of course, if you pre-order now or after 9/27, you will also receive the other 2 prizes. And again, can't tell you what they are, but I can tell you that one of them kind of encapsulates some love for some of my previous books as well. So I'm really excited about that. Can't wait to reveal it. Okay, so where to pre-order books from? You have so many options. If you pre-order from one of our participating indie bookstores, you will not only get the 3 prizes mentioned here, you will also get the Gilded enamel pin. I know some of you have been collecting the Universe of Marissa Meyer enamel pins. So if you want the Gilded one, then make sure to order from one of our indie bookstores. I think we have a list. Isn't it so pretty? I love it with the wheel. So from any of these bookstores, you can get the enamel pin along with the other 3 prizes. Alternatively, if you would rather order from Barnes & Noble, that is cool too. Pre-order from Barnes & Noble and you will receive the 3 pre-order prizes and also an exclusive quote print. And that will also get you into the virtual event with me and Roshni Chokshi. That is, I don't know, coming up in, I don't even know what the date is. I should know what the date for that is, but I'm sure Morgan knows. She could tell us.
November 3rd, 7
November
p.m. Eastern.
3rd. Oh, we have a pretty site for it. So yeah, so there is lots of awesome, cool things coming up, and I'm so excited and just really want to say thank you to you guys for supporting me and supporting this book. And I really hope that you will enjoy it.
Awesome. Marissa, I feel like this was the most epic pre-order campaign reveal ever, and we still have so much more to come.
I know. I love that we're like hinting it like over time. It's like it just keeps getting better.
Yes. I feel like the phrase, but wait, there's more, is used a lot, and in this case, it is supremely applicable.
Very much so. Now it's behind door number 3.
I love it. Awesome. Well, now that we have done our big reveal, the night is still not over yet. Marissa, you have another special in store for us. I hear that you have been working on a little story as the Queen of Fairy Tales. It feels only fitting that you should share it with us tonight. Do you want to take the floor away?
Yes. Well, when Macmillan pitched me this idea of doing tonight's event that they call, of course, the Night of Spinning Stories, my first reaction was like, well, if we're going to do that, I have to tell a story, because that's what I do. And if any of you ever were able to join me on one of my events for Lunar Chronicles, it used to be one of my favorite things that during the event I would tell a fairy tale, a classic Grimm's fairy tale. And so now that I'm writing another fairy tale retelling, I wanted to bring back that tradition. And so tonight I am going to tell you all the story of Rumpelstiltskin. And I know at least one of you said that that is your favorite fairy tale, which is awesome. So I hope that I'll do it justice for you. Whew. Okay, let me get ready. Once upon a time, there was a poor miller who had a beautiful daughter. Well, one day, the miller happened to be hanging out with none other than the king himself, which might be odd, not really sure how the poor miller got to be so friendly with the king, but there they were hanging out and chatting, and the miller started to brag about his beautiful daughter and told the king, "My daughter is so talented, she can spin straw into gold." Well, the king thought that was very impressive. And so he said to the miller, "If what you say is true, have your daughter sent to the castle tomorrow and she will be tested." And even though what he said was totally not true, the next day he sent his daughter to the castle. Well, the girl arrives and the king takes her to a room filled with straw and a spinning wheel. And he says, "If you can spin, or you must spin all of this straw into gold by sunrise. And if you fail, you will be killed." And he locks her in, and the girl begins to weep because, of course, she can't spin straw into gold. But while she's crying, a little man enters the room, and he asks her why she's crying, and she explains her situation, and the man says, "What will you give me if I spin this straw into gold for you?" And the girl says, "I will give you my necklace." And the man agrees, and he sits down at the spinning wheel and he starts to spin the straw into gold. Well, the next morning, the king arrived, and he was very pleased to see that she had succeeded, and he immediately became even greedier. And so he took the daughter into an even bigger room filled with even more straw, and again demanded that she spin this straw into gold, otherwise she would be killed. And again, she began to weep. And again, the little man showed up and again asked, "What will you give me if I spin this straw into gold?" And the miller's daughter said, "I will give you this ring on my finger." And he agreed, and he spun the straw into gold. Well, the next morning when the king saw it, he was delighted. And he thought, she might be just a poor miller's daughter, but surely I will never find a wealthier girl in all the world. So this time he took her to an even bigger room with even more straw and said, "If you can spin all of this straw into gold, I will make you my wife." And again, he locked her in and left. And again, the girl began to weep, this time because she didn't really like either of her options. She didn't particularly want to die, but I don't think she maybe really wanted to marry the king all that much either. If it was me, I probably would have been picking up on some character flaws by this point. But regardless, she begins to weep, and the little man again shows up and again asks, "What will you give me?" And this time the miller's daughter had nothing to offer. And he said, "If you promise to give me your firstborn child, I will do this for you." And the girl thinks, well, it's unlikely that I'm really going to become queen, and I may never even have a kid. So agreed. And again, the man spun all of the straw into gold. And the next day, the miller's daughter married the king and became the queen. And here, the fairy tale fast forwards an entire year. What might have happened in that year? Like, maybe potentially at some point the king might have asked her to spin more straw into gold, and maybe she couldn't have done it, and like maybe at some point the king realizes he married a fraud, and one might think that there would be consequences for that. But nope, not interested in that part of the story. We fast forward a year, nothing happens until she gives birth to her first child. And that very night, the little man once again shows up and demands what was promised to him. And the queen begs and pleads for him not to take her newborn child. And so the little man, depending on your interpretation, maybe he starts to feel sorry for her and, decides to give her a chance. Or maybe he's just playing with her and thinks, ha ha ha, this will be fun. Either way, he gives the queen 3 days. He says, if you can guess my name within the next 3 days, then you can keep your child. So the next day he comes and the queen guesses every name she can think of. Is your name Bill? Is your name Charlie? Is your name Sasquatch? No, that's not my name. The next day he comes again, and now she's trying to think outside of the box, and she's like, oh, is your name Ozzy? Is your name Axl Rose? Is your name, I don't even know, Mick Jagger? No, that's not my name. The third day, while the queen is in complete distress, thinking she will never be able to guess his name, a messenger comes to the castle and comes into the throne room and says, well, last night I was out deep in the forest delivering messages to all the people that live deep in the forest. And I happened to come across this little man dancing around a fire, and he was singing this really strange song. And the song was something like, oh, la-di-da, the queen will never win my game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name. And the queen got so excited. And when the little man showed up again that night, she decided to play with him a little bit. Seems fair. And she said, oh, is your name Mutton Chops? Is your name Meatloaf? And finally she says, well, your name couldn't possibly be Rumpelstiltskin. And this, depending on what version of the story you're reading, we have a few different options. In some versions, Rumpelstiltskin gets so mad and says, the devil told you that. And he grabs his ear and he grabs his leg and he rips himself in two. Option B, he gets so mad that he stomps really hard and stomps so hard that he smashes a hole into the ground and then falls down into the pits of hell and is never seen again. Or my favorite version, after the queen says his name, Rumpelstiltskin pulls out a giant kitchen ladle, and just like a witch on a broomstick, he gets on the ladle and flies out through the window and is never seen again. The end.
Yay!
Yay! That was fun.
That was amazing, Marissa. We got so many comments in the chats from people that were saying that you should narrate fairy tales for the Calm app because your voice is just so soothing.
Oh, that's funny. I love the Calm app. We listen to sleep stories like every night.
Yes, well, you know what? Next time, Marissa, this is a new goal. People want the Calm app stories from you.
Good to know. Career switch. Yeah.
I love it.
So I just want to take a minute. We do have a little bit of time left. Just to kind of like bridge the gap between that story, Rumpelstiltskin, and Gilded coming out soon. Obviously, Gilded is inspired by the story that you just heard. But I am, of course, giving my own spin to it, and maybe trying to fill in some of those question marks that the fairy tale left us with. And so if you can take your imagination right now and picture that story, but now picture the miller's daughter as a young girl who has been cursed by a god of lies. And so she is both a storyteller, and also a liar. Like, she just can't help herself sometimes. The king in this story is now the wicked Earl King from mythology, who was kind of one of those monsters that parents would warn their children about, that like, if you wander out into the woods, the wicked Earl King will kidnap you and eat your heart, one of those creatures. He also happens to be the leader of the Wild Hunt. And Rumpelstiltskin, in my version, is not this like little elf-like man. He's a boy, and quite handsome. And he also happens to be a ghost that is currently trapped in the Earl King's castle. And if you can wrap your mind around that, that is the story that you're going to get in Gilded. And I had a lot of fun writing it, and I can't wait for it to come out. And I really hope that you guys will enjoy it.
I love it. I can't wait for everyone to meet Gild, who is just my absolute favorite. Might be one of my favorite male protagonists in your books, Marissa.
You like a mischievous guy, huh?
I do, a little mischievous, but like still a cinnamon roll, I think.
Yeah, no, he's a sweetheart for sure. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I think we're at the end of our evening. I wish I could spend all night chatting with you and seeing all of the fan interactions in the chats.
It was so fun talking to you guys. And thank you again to our cosplayers that like truly just made my night. So awesome.
I love it. Yes, thank you everyone for taking the time to join us tonight. You guys are truly the best fandom in all of YA, and that is not an exaggeration. You guys are the best. Seeing you all come out today and join us in some trivia to show off your killer cosplay and just generally bond over our shared love of all things Marissa Meyer has made us so happy, and we hope you had just as much fun as we did tonight. Kenya is going to drop some links in the chats for anyone who may have missed the pre-order or event links. Also, as a reminder to make sure you follow both Fierce Reads and Marissa on social media, as she will be sharing all more Gilded updates, including the rest of those pre-order incentives.
Do we know when we're going to announce those?
I feel like probably at the end of September we'll get the second one, because the deadline for this first round is 9/27, September 27th, everyone remember, and we'll be announcing the second shortly thereafter.
Awesome. Yay! Thank you. And thank you, Macmillan, for hosting us tonight.
Yes, it's always a pleasure. I love spending a Thursday night with you, Marissa. It makes me miss our time on the road, but hopefully we will be back in person with everyone and seeing you guys all in person again soon.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll be here someday.
Yes, exactly. All right. Have a great rest of your nights, everybody, and thank you all for coming.
Bye. Thank you.